Welcome to Beating Cancer Daily. Beating stage 4 cancer for 30 years still takes my breath away every time I say it. I'm Saranne, founder of the Comedy Cures Foundation, and I hope you'll join me for just a few minutes daily for the next 365 days so we may laugh, learn, maybe cry a little as we live our best days beating cancer daily together. So I remember in the 70s where Chia Pets just came out of nowhere. They just were on all these commercials, and then Saturday Night Live did this funny skit about Chia Pets. And then all of a sudden, more recently, chia seed pudding appeared. And I was like, I don't know if I could eat this because all I think about are the Chia Pets. And so it just became so popular. Now it's in every supermarket, every health food store. And I was wondering, is this the same thing that Chia Pets are made out of? So, and I want to know, can I eat it? Because all I can think about and laugh is this Chia Pet commercial from the 70s. So Jacqui Bryan is going to come on today and talk to us about the importance of chia seeds and why we should or shouldn't be eating them. And can you eat your Chia Pet? You cannot. You cannot eat your Chia Pet, so don't go do that. So Jacqui is our certified nutrition specialist, our whole health educator, our certified health coach, RN, functional medicine expert who's done about 110 episodes of Beating Cancer Daily of the 400 plus episodes. So thanks for having all that stamina. Is it because you're eating chia seeds, Jacqui?
I absolutely never know what you're going to come up with every time I get on the podcast with you. Chia Pets were 100% not on my radar at all because I actually was thinking about doing the chia seed episode because I eat these bars that have chia seeds in them. And I walked around for half a day with a huge chia seed stuck in my tooth. And I thought, nobody said anything to me. I'm seriously, I had it in my tooth and I was like, how can these people not say anything? And finally I got home and my husband's like, honey, you realize you've got this, like, it looked like I had a blacked out tooth practically.
The I
And
Love Lucy tooth from the spinach in her teeth. Why don't people say something? Jacqui, I will always say something.
you know what? I would tell you, Saran. Like, I feel that close to you, like I would tell you, but nobody, and I smile a lot. So, they were looking right at me and going, oh, that poor woman. She's got a big old black tooth right there.
I hate that. I hate when people don't tell you have a booger. I hate when people
I
don't
know.
tell you have a hair chin. This is a code of women. You have to tell.
I know.
You might not feel comfortable telling a man, but you gotta tell another woman if this has happened.
And then my husband was probably like, and of course, he makes you feel worse because he said, how long you been walking around with that thing in your tooth? I'm like, really? I had the bar this morning and it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So that's okay. I'm all right. Please don't rub it in. I don't need to know any more about this. But that's how I came up with the idea for the chia seeds. And you, of course, had to top me with your Chia Pet because I do remember them. And no, you should not eat a Chia Pet for sure.
No, you can't because of the way it's chemically processed. But it is come from the same cloth, basically. It is the
Oh,
chia seed that you eat, but that one's been chemically treated. So do not eat your Chia Pet.
I'm just wondering what people in other countries are thinking of this, Saran, because they're probably like, what is a chia thing? A Chia Pet? They don't even know, I bet.
You have to look at it online because it's a little sculpture where the hair grows out, and so it makes it look human, but it's like a
Oh,
chia plant on a sculpture of a person or a dog or I don't know, it's a gift
oh,
that people give.
okay. So can we get off the Chia Pet topic right now and let's move on to the real topic, which is chia seeds and nothing to do with the Chia Pet. But there are some incredible health benefits for people that consume chia seeds, and they're rich in nutrients. They can promote heart health, strong bones, help with blood sugar balance. I mean, there's a huge amount of health benefits associated with them. It's actually a staple from ancient Aztec and Maya diets, and they've been touted for their health benefits for, like, many centuries, and that's why I think it deserves some attention.
I have to say that I do use them. But if you use them in the wrong way, they can actually gag you because they get really puffy and you're not expecting it. And then all of a sudden it's like, what is all this puff in my throat? So Jackie's going to tell us how to use it so we don't get that big gaggy puff. I'm not making them sound very appealing, but it surprised me.
I got it stuck in my teeth, you're gagging on it. I could People are probably like, "Ooh, I gotta get me some chia seeds." No. Well, first, I want to explain why you wanna get the chia seeds in your diet, right?
Why do
Because
you want to get chia seeds stuck in your teeth?
why do you want them stuck in your teeth and why you wanna gag on these chia seeds, okay? So, no, I'm just kidding. You don't have to have it that way. But chia seeds are actually really nutritious, right? They're tiny black seeds, they can be white seeds. They're rich in antioxidants, things like quercetin and chlorogenic acid, which are really beneficial for basically protecting your heart, your liver. They have anti-cancer properties as well. So again, super beneficial. When we look at the amount of fiber that is actually in chia seeds, it's pretty incredible. It's one of the seeds that I do recommend for people because it can help. Fiber actually helps with weight management. It can help escort toxins out of your body. It's rich in soluble fiber, which is really good for heart health. If you remember those commercials that they used to have for oatmeal to lower cholesterol, right? So it can really help with that. Chia seeds are rich in omega 3, with fatty acids, which are an essential fatty acid, which we need. We can only get it in our diet. So it's the alpha linolenic acid version, which is great for gut health. So many different nutrients are available. It's really good for bone health. They have calcium, phosphorus, magnesium in it, and it's good for blood sugar regulation. So, I mean, if those are hopefully selling points for the chia seeds and you can get past the stuck in the tooth and the gag reflex with the chia.
They're so tiny. Like,
I
they're these
know.
tiny little seeds. Like, I can't even tell you how microscopic they are, but they
They are.
pack a punch. They're
They
really
do.
power.
They really do. And I know we probably were not selling them really great at the beginning, Sarah. But knowing that they're anti-inflammatory, they're good for bone health, they're good for heart health, that we can learn different strategies to bring these little powerhouse nutrients into our diet. So, how do you eat them? Like you heard me say that I consume them in a bar, right? So I have sometimes a special bar that I eat that has chia seeds in it. It has a lot of staying power because chia seeds have protein, fat, and fiber in them, which helps with blood sugar balance. You can eat them raw. You can sprinkle them on top of rice, or you can put them on cereal or yogurt. You can actually use them in sauces. They can absorb the liquid and it can thicken sauces, which is, I think, a really brilliant way to use them. Or you could juice them or put them in smoothies. But I actually like chia pudding, and that's what I wanted to hang out talking about this mostly today for the podcast because I thought we could break down sort of the anatomy of chia pudding because I think people mess that up a lot. It's like they do the wrong proportions, they don't really know what to put in it, and for those of you that aren't familiar with what chia pudding is, as Saranne said when she discussed her gagging with chia seeds, is that they can actually expand. They can expand when you put liquid with them and leave them in there long enough. It's almost like a tapioca a little bit. If you've ever had tapioca pudding, it thickens it. And it's so cool because it is so nutritious and it's delicious, right? So it's good to find something that has both of those qualities.
But if you don't know that little tiny microscopic thing is gonna balloon and blossom into this big thing, it's kinda shocking. I thought there were bugs. I was like, "What got into my little chia pudding?" It was just alarming to me until I realized, wow, that really does change the texture.
It does not turn into a Chia Pet, though, just so you know. That's not going to happen. So, let's do, I think, a step-by-step process or guide for how you can make a chia pudding, right? So the first thing you need to do is you have to purchase the ingredients, right? And depending upon what you want as
You
the
mean,
liquid,
like, don't go steal them, Jackie?
don't go steal them and don't put your chia pet in the water, right? So first thing you want to get a liquid base, right? And this is what gives the pudding its creamy texture. And I use almond milk or coconut milk, but some people will use oat milk or yogurt or milk combination, right? So there's lots of different options here. If you're really trying to boost your probiotics in your diet, then using yogurt or even a kefir, those are options for sure. Then you wanna add in your chia seeds, right? They are the key ingredient. The chia seeds, like Saranne was talking about, actually absorb the liquid and they form a pudding-like texture. Now, just imagine you've got the goodness of the liquid base, like the almond and the coconut milk, and then you're adding in this protein, fat, and fiber-rich food, which is the chia seeds in. So the ideal ratio is 3 tablespoons of chia seeds per 3/4 of a cup of liquid, right? So that's the idea. And I'll say that just one more time. 3 tablespoons of chia seeds for 3/4 of a cup of liquid. And then you wanna sweeten to taste, right? So, it's optional. I prefer to use real fruit as a sweetener rather than a honey, a maple syrup, agave, monk fruit. You could use all of those. I actually like using mashed bananas or even dates for natural sweeteners because I prefer natural sweeteners over the processed stuff for sure. But you can also bring in different flavors like vanilla extract, cocoa powder, cinnamon, even matcha powder, right? So there's lots of things you can add in for different flavors, right? Different types of enhancements for sure. And then you want to mix it really well and let it sit. So there's a little strategy behind this, right? So you want to stir everything together and let it sit for 5 minutes. And then you want to stir again to prevent clumping. Usually people refrigerate it for at least 2 hours. I will say 2 hours is not enough. If we really want the full gag reflex that Saranne was talking about, we really want to get it, I like overnight. I've actually done 2 nights. How long have you done yours, Saranne?
I just did it once, and I didn't use the right mixture that you're talking about. It was way off, and it was just like, I can hardly get this down my throat. So I'm not gonna do this anymore. So now that I see exactly how you do it, I'm gonna give it another go.
Yeah, I keep thinking about the song, "This Is How We Do." I will not sing, I will not sing.
No, I
Um,
knew. I knew the song you were singing, which is incredible. I could get it from the tune. I mean, I understood the words, but usually the tune and the words are so off, but you did a good job, Jackie.
so you're saying I have a future in singing?
Not exactly. Chia pudding making is probably good.
All right. So moving on. So just to be clear, we want to stir everything together. We want to let it sit for 5 minutes and then we want to stir it again to prevent clumping. If you only do the one stir and you put it away, you're going to get the result that Saren got, which is this like clumpy, kind of yucky result, which is not what we're looking for. And then you want to customize, and this is where you can make it your own chia pudding, right? So you can add in berries, strawberries, blueberries, raspberries, sliced banana, mango, pineapple chunks, nuts and seeds, granola, coconut flakes. What I like to do for mine is I mash raspberries. So after it's all, after it's all in the pudding state, I will actually mash the raspberries and spread them across the top, and then I drizzle almond butter on them. It's so delicious.
I'm coming over, Jackie. You make it. I'll come over and eat it with you.
Yeah, so well, good. I would love to have you over, and I promise it won't be clumpy. But I will just give you a little simple chia pudding recipe as we finish out the podcast today, and this actually serves 2 people. You do 1 cup of an oat milk, almond milk, or coconut milk, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, 1 tablespoon or another sweetener of maple syrup. I would use probably mashed blueberries or something instead. Half a cup of a Greek yogurt or a plant-based yogurt. So like a coconut yogurt is what I like to use, a quarter of a cup of chia seeds, and then a half a cup of blueberries. And then you mix it up at first, let it sit 5 minutes, stir it again, and then put it in the fridge for overnight. 2 hours is the minimum, but I prefer it to be overnight. And you will have yourself a delicious, nutrient-packed recipe for the morning. And I would love to hear from you. If you have an idea for how you make your chia pudding, please let me know because I love sharing recipes with people because it's such a fun way to learn how to eat healthy, right? Because eating healthy is something that shouldn't be tasteless, right? We want it to be nutritious and delicious at the same time.
It sounds really filling. It sounds like after you eat that, that you're not gonna have hunger for a while. So it sounds like it sets you off for a good day. I don't think I could eat the whole thing that you just described. I think I would have to eat it in stages because it sounds just so filling.
Well, the one I described is 2 servings, so you'd probably make it into, like, 4 servings, right?
Yeah.
Which is great. It's a great way to do it, and that's way you can just kinda break it up, but again, you're gonna get all the protein, the fat, the fiber that's gonna feed that bacteria in your gut, and you could even sprinkle it with some nuts or pumpkin seeds, right? Because I wanna make sure I mention my favorite pumpkin seeds in this podcast for sure.
Yum. I'm just saying, yum. Thank you, Jacqui. And she's right. We love to hear from you. You guys are such a part of this community and you give us such good ideas and we share them. So please go to the Comedy Cures Foundation, comedycures.org, hit the contact menu and write to us, or go to the podcast section and record a message to us, and I will forward it to Jacqui. If you want to find the amazing Jacqui Bryan, go to jacquibryan.com. If you can't find her website, come back to me at the Comedy Cures Foundation, comedycures.org, and write to me, and I will send you her signature. Now I have this desire to go make a chia pudding concoction, but now I can't have it until tomorrow. So it's like not instant gratification. So you kind of have to plan a day in advance your craving. So I'm going to go make it now so I can have it tomorrow. Thanks, Jacqui. Really appreciate it.
Thanks, Sarah, and have a great day.
Have a blessed day, and I'll see you tomorrow. If you loved today's episode, then tell the world. Why? Because Beating Cancer Daily is a listener and donor supported experience. So the more people you tell and the more people that join us, the more robust and interesting programs our nonprofit, the Comedy Cures Foundation, can bring to you throughout the year. So if you have some extra change, I'd love you to go to comedycures.org and make a donation today of whatever level is comfortable for you. And it will be tax deductible to the extent allowed by law, because Comedy Cures is a nonprofit 501c3 organization founded from my chemo chair, April 1999, and we've been going strong ever since. So please consider making a donation today and help our community and this podcast thrive. Guess what time it is? It's time for me to read the disclaimer. Beating Cancer Daily and the membership circle are not in lieu of medical advice or treatment. They are for entertainment purposes only. Please consult your healthcare team to review your best strategy. Thanks for listening. See you guys tomorrow.